Johnny went up to heaven, boots muddy from the trail. Kicked dust on clouds of angels, said y'all guarding every jail. He weren't looking for no hymnal, no harp or holy song, just a ram that fit a rambler who'd been wild his whole life long. He said, St. Peter, listen, this place feels kinda tame. I ain't here for golden sidewalks or the glow around your name. I done raised hell down in Old City and I ain't changing who I am. So open up them pearly gates, old man, I'm challenging around. Johnny said, pick up your fiddle, St. Peter, let's play. We'll rosin up the boughs till the stars all shake. If I win, I'm recarving heaven my way, and I'll lost throne where the sinners can pray. If you win, well damn, I'll behave for a day. Now come on, St. Peter, let's fiddle at the gates. Raised an eyebrow, wings twitching at the nerve. Said, son, nobody challenges heaven's host, but I'll give you what you deserve. He grabbed that old eternal fiddle carved from lightning in the storm, and Johnny smirked, cracked his knuckles, hellfire halo round his farm. The bow danced like a wildfire down a mountainside at night. Peter played the tune of judgment, of truth, of holy light. But Johnny's song was different, raw and dirty, fierce and free. A backwoods hymn of rebels climbing out of misery. Clouds shook like Appalachian soil when trains rolled through the gap. Angels leaned in closer, halos slid back off their laps. Johnny's fiddle spun a story about the lost and broken down, about folks in Venango County trying hard to make a stand. Whoa! Pick up your fiddle, St. Peter, let's play. We'll rosin up the boughs till the stars all shake. If I win, I'm recarving heaven my way, now lost throne where the sinners can pray. If you win, well damn, I'll behave for a day. Now come on, St. Peter, let's fiddle at the gates. Last note fell in silence, heaven held its breath to wait. Peter smiled and tipped his halo, said, boy, you rewrote fate. He handed Johnny half of heaven, not the gold but all the rough. Said, make a realm for all the misfits, the ones who ain't had enough. Now there's a bar beyond the sunrise where the wild souls congregate, where the jukebox shakes the mountains and the moon shines in a crate. And if you listen on the wind, you'll hear a fiddle's rebel grace. Johnny's still playing with St. Peter in front of the eternal gate. Come on!
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control. Searching for a full future ride, under surveillance, nowhere to
pain and eternal pain.
Here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? Happy Friday. I hope you all are ready for a fantastic call-in show this evening. I know that I certainly am. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Hive Mind. I'm your host, Birdie. I go live weeknights at 7 p.m. Central. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. So we think past the headlines. We question the narratives. We are going to be talking about the Idaho 4 case this evening. And on Fridays, we do call-in shows. So what does that mean? At the top of the chat, you should see a StreamYard link that is pinned. Simply tap that link. You will go to what's known as backstage. You don't have to have your camera on, but make sure your mic is enabled. Whether your camera's on or not, your face will not show on the screen. It will just be the voice. The other thing, no speakerphone. And if you are watching on your TV and talking on your phone, please have your TV muted. You have to close the YouTube app to call in. Okay, so it's simple things. We can kind of tell right away if somebody doesn't have that. So if that's the case, I'm going to move on this evening. We're going to have a lot of calls. And as you all are filing in, please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. That is the best way to support the Hive. If you want to screenshot this, and then after the live concludes, all you got to do is go to your Photos app, tap that QR code. That will bring up all of the Hive socials. We'll bring up our merch, Spotify playlist, TikTok, as well as our Discord, which I would highly recommend you join. And if you'd like to join Hive Plus, the mods will be dropping that link now. You'll get access to the emojis, the loyalty badges, as well as on Saturdays, I do Hive Plus War Rooms. What is that? It's not a full-on stream by any means. The streams at 7, they will always be free. Saturdays, this is much less presentation on my part, and rather it's more just discussion, collaboration. You guys are getting an inside look into what I'm preparing for the upcoming week, and it's like a live dig, kind of digging into a bunch of stuff, going over some random things, trying to make sense of it and piece it together for the upcoming streams, and it's a lot of fun. So I will get that scheduled. That will be tomorrow around 10 or 11 a.m., okay? So I'm thinking 10 a.m. Central, but stay tuned and make sure that you see the scheduled time for that. I did not have time to get that done before I popped on to tonight's stream. Now, question of the day, as we are having people file in, and as I say, what's up to everybody, question of the day, if you had to pick one person in this case who's going to end up snitching or coming clean, who do you think it is? And I use snitch because, you know, I don't know if at this point using the word snitch is even appropriate. I mean, this is a terrible, terrible tragedy. It's been clear that there's a ton of corruption. I would call it coming clean at this point. And wow, DJ Frankie Fitz starting off the Friday night stream with a massive super chat. Thank you so much. Said, good morning from Ireland. Shout out to you and the mods. Every now and again, we need to remind ourselves that 4 innocent kids lost their lives in the most brutal manner, and no harm to just have a moment of silence for Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. That is well said, DJ Frankie Fitz, and I think that it is very important that we ground ourselves in that and remember that this is a terrible, terrible tragedy. And it's extremely sad. So prayers, obviously, for everybody involved, all the friends, all that. And by us seeking out the truth or the justice of this, nobody's tried to disrespect families or victims. We are simply looking for the truth. But I believe that is very well said, DJ Frankie Fitz. And thank you again so much for that big super chat. Now, people are saying, Bethany, Jack D, what's up, Paul Ward? Tripsy Turvy, what's going on? Squirrel Nest said Jack S. Scout said Bethany. Blue Eyes, Thick Thighs said Steve G will break one day. Truth Seeker said Bethany or Jack. Polar Life Force said Bethany. Sorted Out Sleuthing, good to see you, said G-Fam. And Goodrin from Iceland said, hello from Iceland, Birdie and Hive. I'm on time. Snitch or who will break silence? BF. Wow. That is so crazy that there are people from Iceland and Scotland and so many other countries outside of the States that are tuning into the Hive. It is amazing to see. Shout out to the algorithm for bringing us all together, huh? Griffaholic says, Bethany. Lisa said Bethany or Jack. What's up, Ass-tastic? Lauren said Bethany. Oh, everybody's pretty much saying Bethany. UFO dog, Berdino and the Hizzy and the Rizzy getting busy while I'm fizzy in the Mizzy. Nah, I give that like a B. What's up? Do you guys remember those commercials? The what's up? Was that a Doritos commercial? What was, or was that a Nike commercial? I remember like a bunch of kids on a bus and it was like a Super Bowl commercial at one point. And nonetheless, Hive, the backstage is full already. So I am going to go ahead and we are going to get right out in to this. Oh, it was Bud Light. It was Bud Light. How could I forget that? And UFO dog does need to come out of the basement. There was off a movie, huh? I think, yeah, Budweiser commercial. I miss when the Super Bowl commercials used to be as good as they were. All righty. Now we have our first caller. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Well, Birdie, I want to say, first of all, appreciate everything you do. Thanks for having me up tonight. Real quick, I know you don't normally do this. Oh, Monster Rehab. Love that, by the way. Good choice. I know you don't normally do this, but I did send you an email, and I really need you to pull up. There's a video in there. If you could go ahead and search for that email real quick. Just do me a favor this one time.
What is it?
Well, I can't tell you. You just got to show it. It's really important that you pull this up.
Okay. See, that's fine if people want to send me emails, but usually I like to have a little bit more of a heads up.
Well, I'm telling you, this might catch some people off guard. So be prepared, Hive.
Oh, man. All righty. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, hang on. Got it.
One.
Two.
Wait, what do you think it is?
Boy.
Boy. Okay, I think girl.
All right. One.
And Hive, I have a poll here. Do you guys think it's going to be a boy or a girl? 1 for boy, 2 for girl. And if you haven't noticed yet, that is, oh, wait, I can't. I already have it on. Oh, no.
Birdie!
I messed
Come
that up.
on!
Well, here we go.
3.
Hang on.
Okay,
Are you ready? And go.
What is it? Is that pig? Oh, my.
I knew it!
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
So, yes, I'm going to be a girl dad. I already threw the hat on, but that is Mrs. Birdie, and we are very, very excited. We are very blessed and lucky to be able to have our first child, which is going to be a daughter. We're going to have a daughter,
Yes.
Hive. That's awesome.
We're really excited. When we first found out about this, we were counting down the weeks until we could tell the Hive. So
Yes.
we were very excited to tell you guys. I am laughing at some of the comments before people realized what was going on. Everybody's like, Birdie, make an executive decision. Put your foot down. We're not doing this tonight.
Yes. And so Hive, obviously, too, you know, Mrs. Birdie, we really, appreciate everybody's support and the love and the prayers that we had. And now everything's great. And we are going to be having a little baby girl November 25th. And so we thought it'd be a fun way to start this Friday night call in by having Mrs. Birdie call in. So thank you, Mrs. Birdie. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right.
Thank you, Hive. I see all the comments. Appreciate you guys. And like Birdie said, we appreciate all the support we've gotten and all the love from the Hive and the prayers. And we're excited to share more about baby Birdie coming up.
Baby Birdie. All right, baby. Thank you.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Yep. Bye. That is so funny that I can't even wait to throw this girl dad hat on, and then I put it on as I'm doing the poll. What do you guys think it is? And then I go, oh no, and I try to throw it on. But yes, very exciting, very exciting. I cannot wait to be a dad. And now with that, Hive, now that we got that out of the way, not out of the way, but now that we got that exciting news started for this call in, let's go ahead and let's bring up Shawley Redacted. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What do you got?
By the
for
way,
us?
first of all, massive congratulations. So excited for you both.
Thank you.
Having been a mum for myself for the last 14 years, it's the best thing you'll ever do. So
yes, I'm very excited. Very excited.
Really excited for you. I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you though.
Uh-oh.
Because the reason I was going to be calling in was about the test run. Because I noticed the fact that it had clearly been either still framed or looped, and then you brought it up, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!" So you picked me to the post on that one. But I do have something else. Just from all of the things that I've been piecing together, I think that one of two things has happened with this whole thing. It definitely started with Ethan ODing. That's a definite. And I think either the frats blamed Xana for allowing it to happen, or Xana blamed the frats for giving him fentanyl laced thing. They had an argument in the road outside the house, which is why those cars were stopped. And she ended up having, her life taken, unfortunately. And either Kaylee and Maddie came home during the attack and were taken out, or they went to the Whites after the grub truck, and that's why the 2:27 a.m. Timeline. And they freaked out. They were taken care of. Obviously, you mentioned the other day about them potentially getting home later than the 1:56 that we all thought.
Yes.
And it would explain the blood in the stairwell, the living room, and the door frame going into Maddie's bedroom it's always intrigued me, because when you look at the pattern of the blood, and obviously they tested it and it was Maddie and Kaylee's, it's going into the room. The blood pattern, it's going in as if, and I always thought maybe they were carried into the room and it got smeared on the way in, but I don't know on that one.
Well, can I ask you something about the?
Yeah, of course.
I want to start with the still frame.
Yeah.
So, couple things without going too into the weeds of the test run footage. Yeah. I also want to make sure that I'm giving a disclaimer that I am doing my best to sync it up. You know what I mean? Like, we know, if you've watched enough of the audio and if you've tried to put together even the dumpster camera, the car park camera, and 1112, the times end up skewing apart by like 7 to 8 seconds. And so people are like, those cars, they wouldn't have even been parked yet. And I just want to be like, that is in a way still how close it lines up, because you're able to know it's a couple seconds before. But if those cars were never even being shown, you would have never known that it's even a possibility that the video would have been playing before the audio was supposed to. Does that make sense? Because there would have been nothing on the original.
Exactly. And there was something else I noticed on the quote unquote original footage, is that Gower reversed quite far up the road. And I feel like that was to let the cars go past. But obviously in the footage that we've had released to us, it's a still frame at that point. But I think he was reversing far up that road to let the cars go past, and then he went out. Which makes perfect sense. When you showed the test footage, I was like, oh my God, because I've always thought it was weird that he reversed so far up and then just sat there. And I don't think he did at all. Another thing that my husband picked up on, was the Google Maps.
What about the Google Maps?
So he looked up on Google Maps, trying to see it, what it all looked like in 2022. And he noticed something really, really bizarre. There's one point of the road that the last known footage the last known image that you can find is 4 years ago. Before,
18 years ago.
well, yeah, that was a different bit though.
No,
So
that's the King Road, and then round the corner,
yeah,
it's like 4 years and then 9 years, and you can see the split. It's really weird.
yeah. So there's one stretch of the road where if you look at one part of the road, it's like 18 years ago was the last image. There's another part. Yeah, I know. There's another part where it's 4 years ago, but it's before the murders. And then another part on the same road is 9 months ago.
Yeah, like on, what's that avenue, the one that goes around it? That's like
Taylor. Do you mean Taylor?
No, the other way.
The other way.
Walenta?
Walenta.
Yeah, that starts, like, it cuts, and then suddenly, 9 months ago, you can have pictures from, like, as a street view. It's bizarre, man.
It's really, really weird.
And the back of that frat house,
Sigma Chi,
redacted.
Yeah,
because I think because the quality of pictures is now better, you'd be able to see where their security cameras are, and they couldn't deny that they had them.
Yeah. So when you look up the back of Sigma Chi, it's just a big blur. And my husband said that he thinks maybe there was a camera there that would have shown something, and they're trying to remove that as a possible.
You have a perfect shot of any cars going down King Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's where I've got so far with everything.
Shelly, I always appreciate you and your husband's call. I always know it's going to be a solid call to start the call in. Unfortunately, I think Mrs. Birdie might have beat you this time.
No, that's fine. Very, very worthy.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you and your husband have an awesome weekend, and thank you so much for the call.
Not a problem. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Yep. Cheers. Peace.
Thanks. Bye.
All righty. Next up, we have darling Nikki. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. How are you doing today? Thank you for answering my call.
Of course. Yeah, we got you loud and clear. And
Right.
yeah, what do you got for us?
All right. First of all, I'd like to say congrats on being a girl dad. There's several things I've been following this case since day one. There's two main factors that really bother me that no one really talks about. One is well, let me go back to what you were saying. Who's going to snitch? No one's going to snitch.
Okay.
And I feel that Bethany's not going to snitch because they know who did it. And whoever did it, the multiple perps who did it, they are very frightening. So they won't say anything. Now, if somebody does speak, it's somebody that we don't know about. Okay. Second, no one talks about how Dylan Mortison's grandfather was a FBI agent. Right.
You know what? It's funny that you bring that up because I have only ever seen like one or two. They're not even like videos. It's like shorts or TikToks about this. And it's been a while. So I'm curious to hear what you're going to say.
Right. Well, he actually wrote a book as well. His name is Old Paul Mortison. She also, if I'm not mistaken, has a uncle who is like a lawyer or a district attorney. So she comes from money and power. So those two girls, for some reason, people keep calling them survivors. They were actually protected because they know some shit. Obviously, because they was there during the cleanup. They were part of the cleanup, obviously. Because no one doesn't wait 8 hours and say, hey, my roommate is passed out when there's literally blood all over the home. There was even blood from the upstairs going down into her bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah, right. But no one talks about that. And my next question is, since who's the guy that wrote the book Broken Flea? What was his name?
Christopher Whitcomb. Yep.
Right. And so my last question to you is, because he was an FBI agent as well, correct?
Yes.
So he doesn't know her grandfather? Since it's usually those are very, people who know people who know people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And usually law enforcement is a very tight knit, all military, because I work for the armed forces, and they're a very tight knit group. Everybody knows everybody. So this man, Chris Wickham, who wrote the book, doesn't know her grandfather or know someone who knows someone that knows her granddaddy.
or that it didn't come up in some sort of research. However, I
Right.
remember it was
So,
who had called in and also said, now I'm forgetting the name. Sorry, but it was a great point. Somebody had said, was Whitcomb just the vehicle for Turvey? Like, because Chris
mm,
Whitcomb had the credentials of an author to get the platform and the information out there, and maybe that's why there's some things that in the book Chris was like, you're gonna have to talk to Turvey about that, and just the style of
mm,
writing. Somebody had said that last call in, but I do wonder. Yeah, you would think if you're writing an entire book on Broken Plea, and it's rather obvious that in the book Broken Plea, there's a lot of not fingers, but there's a lot of emphasis towards those two roommates. So I don't think it would be
oh,
unreasonable.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And one more thing, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
Well, it's maybe two things. One regarding the video, because I'm in IT. There's no need to be trying to go over that video. That video is obviously edited. So unless the video come from kind of some metadata download, that is an edited video.
Which one? The public
The
release records?
the public release records and the one that's also showing when they was doing the test run.
So you
Because
think
I don't
both of
believe,
them?
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely. There is so much backhanded stuff that's going on. It's like everything that there is being released is what they want us to know or think or feel.
you know what? It's like I agree, because I also can't. I have to be honest with myself and say I can't say that the 1112 is manipulated, but then the test footage isn't. My point in saying it is like, why make it different, right? Why have a couple other
Yeah.
vehicles in there? But you know, this could have all been avoided on their end if they would have just not done this. But they made their bed, and
Well,
now they have to lay in it.
yeah, I mean, but mind you, we were lied to from the beginning, from day one. From day
Yes.
one, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." I mean, I remember getting dressed for work because I used to watch like court TV in the mornings, and I was getting dressed and they was talking about it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really strange." How did four people die in their sleep by stabbings and nobody? And there was no fight, there was no blood trail, there was nothing. Like, what was going on? And it was on a Saturday night, on a party night, and there just happened to be no party on this one night. Okay. So we was lied to from the beginning, and we was lied to from the beginning because I do believe that one of those roommates was a confidential informant. I do believe that because that happens a lot in on colleges, universities. There was this one case where this boy, I believe it was in North Dakota, where he was forced to sell weed to his friends, and he was forced to be a confidential informant. His
Oh,
name is Andrew Sadek, Sadek. I
yes.
believe there was a documentary made about it. There was another girl that was killed in. Oh, I'm not sure if I can say that.
You're
She
good.
was taken out. I believe it was like North Carolina. It was somewhere here on the East Coast. And again, she was forced to be a confidential informant. Um, and a lot of times, a lot of stuff that goes on that we just simply just don't know about. Uh, One more
I
thing
agree.
too,
Yeah, you're good.
how there is a lack of technology in this case, complete and lack of
Mhm.
technology. So for them to say at first it was happening at 2, then they changed it to 4:15, and he was in and out in 7 minutes. Again, they lied to the public from day one. They changed the time because Kohlberger left his house at a later time.
Mhm.
Those killings happened obviously much earlier. But for nobody to discuss, like nobody had no Apple Watches. They couldn't tell us what his Google search had. How did he end up in that house? How did he end up just choosing this home? So there was no Google search. There was no GPS, because nowadays a simple download on your telephone would tell you everything. If you follow court cases, I was just watching this court case about this one drill rapper, Charles Jones, that was taken out a couple of years ago, and it was 5 people who hunted and stalked him and tracked him down, and the police was able to find him, the 5 defendants, within 5 days. and it was all technology that was used. And that is the one thing that is lacking in this case. There is no technology. None whatsoever.
It's so maddening too when, for
No
example,
license plates. Yeah.
well, I was just gonna say, for example, too, when you watch, I was talking about that new the new series of the new documentary that came out called The Crash. I mean, you look at their data and how clear the video is from a stoplight, and you look at all of the stuff that they're able to do with the car and the ECU or the black box of the car. And it's just presented in a way that feels way more honest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell, especially if you followed a lot of cases, you can tell when, yeah. And it's like, I understand it's a docu-series or a Netflix thing, and they try to sway the opinion one way or the other, depending, I'm sure, on what side they're pushing it for. But that out of it, if you take that out of it, you can just tell when experts are believing what they're saying and attorneys believe what they're arguing. And I just don't feel that in this case at all. But I appreciate
not at all.
And I appreciate the call so much. That was great. Was
Thank
this
you.
Was this a first-time caller?
This is a 5-star caller, but I've been on the podcast before. I actually solved my brother's case. He was falsely accused, and he was facing 25 to life.
Wow.
And I actually investigated his case myself. I presented the exculpatory evidence, which was all technology-based, over to his lawyer. And 2 years ago, they dropped all 15 Class 1 felonies.
Holy cow.
And I did not go to school. And I did not go to school, but now I am. I'm in school now. So, but yeah, so this is all I do. I only file cases. And when my brother told me that he was being set up and he had 15 charges, and I was like, look, just give me a gun and a badge and we will figure this out. So I spent $30,000 of my savings between getting a lawyer and his bail, and I did all the work. So God is good. God is good.
God is good is right. Wow. I would love to hear about that case. If you want to send me an email, birdieshivemind@gmail.com. That'd be interesting to at least, with you, what did you look into? How did you get access to it? I mean, maybe we could learn something from you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was. Next time. Yes, next time. But thank you so much for taking my call. And again, congrats. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. You have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. So many awesome people here in the Hive. That would be awesome. I'd be curious too to talk to her brother if he'd be open. Say, hey man, how did you know you were getting set up? Right? Obviously you're in prison, you're facing 15 charges, but did you have any kind of a hunch beforehand? Like, hey, that's kind of weird that this person is asking me to be at this spot at this time. They never hit me up. I'm always curious about people who are found innocent, or if they were framed. Did they know leading up to it, or was it too late by the time they recognized it? Now, next up, we got Bus Diablo. How are you doing?
You got me?
Loud and clear.
Hold on. I got to clear my throat real quick.
When everybody's heard about the bird.
I don't want to get a copyright, but
I'm not going to play too much of it. Don't worry. Woo! Congrats.
Oh, that is awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I did not expect that.
I mean, if I don't say congratulations to you, I feel like that would be so rude of me. Congratulations to you and Mrs. Birdie. Super pumped for you guys to invite or to introduce a new person to this world. I don't know why I said invite. Okay, hold on.
We're just inviting baby Birdie into the world at this point.
Come on in. Let's go.
That's awesome, man. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so first things first, man. I got two things I want to talk about. First thing, I guess, is just going to be like a PSA. I just know, like, there's probably somebody on the stream right now that's going through some shit. So I just want that person to know it's all going to be okay. And, if you find a home here in the Hive, we will welcome you every night. So you have something to look forward to. So appreciate that.
Absolutely. I actually, I'm going to take that a step further real quick. There are a lot of comments that when I read, or when I go through the comments and I read them and I see a comment saying, Birdie, I look forward to this, or Birdie, when the live comes on, I was able to escape, for just an hour and a half, 2 hours from some stuff going on. those comments are very, very motivating. I'm grateful that people look at the Hive this way. I hope it continues to be that way. And so, Bus Diablo, I think that that is a great point, and thank you for
just keep going, man. You don't get any stronger unless you keep going. So,
amen.
The rougher times will make you better. So just keep that in mind. Everything's temporary. So with that being said, I really want to backtrack to like the beginning of this case. I remember I called in probably like 3 months ago, damn near now. I mean, I've been trying to call in every single time. But you're so popular now. I don't usually get through sometimes, but
oh, please.
Anywho,
come on.
I think like it's good to revisit the motive a lot, like every once and again, because we gotta ask ourselves, why would someone do this? And it's for 3 reasons. It's either going to be for revenge or jealousy, or it's going to be for money, or just obviously, like, we don't want to think about it, but it's just like crazy shit. Like, it was probably just one of those two, if I'm gonna be honest. But like, how does Brian Koberger have a motive to do this to somebody? It just makes more sense for it to be somebody in that house to have the motive, to based on like the wounds that the victims had. Like, this definitely seemed like rage. This seemed like someone trying to express something through violence. I mean, it's you just got to wonder, like, was there money involved? And that's what I keep coming back to. It's like the only reason that Brian Koberger would probably even be involved in this was for money, because there's no way he could be that mad at any of these people if he wasn't even like a thing in that area at all. And they never found any DNA in that house. I mean, how does he just become the scapegoat of all this?
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And I know, I thank you. I know too, when you had called in originally, you had a pretty good theory about the crypto theory. And you were saying that this could have been a robbery where it's like, hey, give me like the blockchain password, or what's the name? Like, give me your code for the crypto wallet. Give me this,
the crypto,
give me that. Yeah. And I thought that was a really good take, just because we've heard a lot about hacks. We've heard a lot about the crypto.
Yeah. The hacks thing too.
Yeah, you were one of the only people that said, what if they were strictly just after somebody's crypto wallet or something like that?
Yeah, there's a Range Rover in the driveway. Somebody's got money. I'm just saying, like, college people talk, they talk about everything. They don't ever think that someone could put a hit on them because they're just so, young, dumb, and innocent. It's like, if you're just chatting at the bar some night or at a party and randomly, like, you just flex your crypto wallet to somebody and somebody overhears that or looks over and sees it. I mean, shit, people will die over 20,000, 50,000, whatever. Dude, man. Like,
there's people that have been killed over $40. Like, if you're younger and stuff, like, you ever hear those horror stories of like a high school kid getting killed over $40 worth of weed or some shit? Like, that's the worst. Like, it's all terrible, but when it's just a minute amount of money or just a robbery for,
that's a good point.
It's just so sad and it's crazy.
Yeah, and like, just to finish my thought on the crypto thing, like, I know it's still like a newer thing when all of this happened, so they don't have a way to like really trace any of it yet. They don't really have like, I mean, I've actually used crypto. Like, I don't use it anymore to send to anybody, but like, I used to use it, and I mean, it takes like 5 seconds to send it to your wallet. It's like instant send, and then there's no name. It's like a 50 character address that you send it to that switches every single time you want to use it, unless you're receiving it, and I mean, how hard would it be for someone to just like hop in that house and like make, like, basically rob them of digital currency and then kill them afterwards and then just withdraw that money and then dip? Yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, like, it sounds like crazy, but
then you got the overkill factor, and that doesn't make any sense, right? The cleanup, the robbery, like, or if it's a robbery or just a general hit, like, the cleanup part is so crazy. The cleanup and the wounds, to me,
it comes back to the why. Exactly.
The why and the proximity of whoever did this had some motive to not get caught or to make it harder to catch them, probably because of they were known, right? They were known by the victims. And that's why I think some people probably stayed alive. That's why I think there was a cleanup. And it could be another reason why a lot of kids aren't talking. It's so personal. It's ridiculously obvious that it was personal.
Yeah, and somebody definitely knows something, like what you said earlier to start the stream, like, you know, who's gonna quote unquote snitch. It's like probably the person who didn't get any money. That's gonna be the person that opens their mouth. You know, it's
Or
money keeps people quiet. You know, yeah, exactly. You know, and someone gets mad that they're out a bunch of money, but they can't get mad if they're already dead.
Right. Well, I appreciate the call, Bus Diablo. Thank you for the intro. Walk up. Oh, man. Bus Diablo, always an interesting call. Him and Ass Man Unredacted. You never know what you're going to get, which, speaking of Ass Man, he's 2 in line. And next up, we do have Boober and Sammy, though. So, Boober, Sammy, which one of you guys do I got tonight?
You got both of us. We're here.
Nice.
We're here.
How are both of you two doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
Good.
Yeah, congratulations. That's first and foremost. First and foremost, words have been hard this week. Like for some reason, words it's been a struggle.
A lot of bath salts and strokes.
So I sent 2 super chats this week that, like I said, words were hard, extremely hard.
I saw your you cleared it up in the comment on one of my shorts. I think I commented back and I saw that, and it makes sense. So if you want to explain,
so and they kind of go hand in hand, really, both of my super chats. So the first one I'll talk about is the video where you have the Linda Lane footage, the test footage, and the 1112 footage, and you have the cars going by, but the only audio we have is from the Linda Lane footage.
Yes. Yep.
So when you watch the test footage and you see all the cars go by, if you kind of keep an eye on the original footage, nothing moves. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing. We watched the video a couple times and there's no movement. As soon as the last car passes the railing, if you watch the original footage, just above the dumpster on the house that's at the end, you'll see a tail light flashing like they started the video over again. So that could be a steel frame that they placed over it just to get those cars past. And then when they started the time again, or they started the video again, they didn't take out that blink.
So I got this pulled up here because I want to show this because this is a great point. So you're talking about when it's Gower in reverse, correct? When it would be the
it's when when the truck pulls in and then stalls out and then gets honked at.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So right here.
Hold on. We've got it on the TV too, so I can actually get a good view because I got my young guys on, but I didn't pay enough for them.
You're good. So you're talking about and you're talking about the original footage that you could see a taillight appear in the original footage.
Yes. So
yes. All right, let's watch this. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to start this. It's going to take a couple of seconds, but we're going to be watching just this original footage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you can see the taillights in the window, it starts to flash just a little bit.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play it and I'll zoom in when it gets close. Right there.
Yeah, we caught that just randomly watching it last night, and I tried to send that info in the super chat. Didn't work out for me and my fingers yesterday.
I'm going to play that one more time, zoomed out so that people could see. So the truck just went by. And if you look right at the lower right window, okay, so obviously you'll be able to get a reference for up here, but there is a slight flash of light right, or I'm sorry, at the top one right there. So here it is in the test footage. But then if you look down here, and it might be hard to see zoomed out, but after you sent that to me in the comments, I went and I looked right there. It's
Yeah, you see it, it's in that bottom window down there.
Yes, it's very, very brief.
You can see it in the boxes too.
Yeah. So, but you're right, because even when I'm zoomed in, what's crazy when I'm zoomed in on this with no volume, okay, nothing is moving.
Nothing's moving.
This is playing right now.
The only thing that's moving that you see is the flash on that window. That's
Yes.
it.
That's right.
It's crazy. And like this right here, see how it's so like it's so specific of back and forth like this. Like this could also, instead of just a still frame, everybody, that could just be a repetitive 2-second video that's just repeating over and over and over again so that there is little pixelated movement. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to just be a photo. You could just have the same small clip of a video repeating, if that makes sense. And it would accomplish the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know how we caught that, but we did. So now that leads into my second super chat, right?
Okay.
So the other super chat when I was saying that maybe Moscow PD put this out because they're looking for somebody to be a whistleblower.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
So whoever put out the we'll call it edited original footage, right? Whoever put out the edited original footage, maybe MPD kind of is getting wrangled into it and they don't like the way things are going. So they can't say anything themselves. It's a small town. They are all tied and connected somehow. You'd have to literally leave the city, state, everything to be able to continue your career. And you probably wouldn't be able to do it in law enforcement, right? So if somebody from the outside, if you put enough breadcrumbs out there and somebody from the outside sees it and rings the alarm, all you have to do is say, well, shit, we didn't know anything like that was going on, and you're absolved of it.
Right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So you're saying then they are assuming perhaps that this is going to end up being FOIA'd, or not FOIA'd, but record requested to get out. And so that's why they
because think about it this way, right? If MPD makes the test footage, they don't have to turn it over. They don't have to submit it to the prosecution. They don't have to submit it to anybody. They could have just made the test footage, said, damn, this shit looks weird, and never said anything about it if they were all in on it. Right? They don't have to show the extra vehicle movements. They can do just how they did when the girls came home or when Gower backed up and redact that portion of the footage. Right. They don't have to show us that information. So why are they showing us that information if they don't want us to see it?
Yeah, why even risk and go and do it? Like, and I will say there was a couple of comments, and I hope you guys know too. When people disagree with me, I don't care if they disagree with me and they have an argument or like a point to make. But when they're just like, Birdie, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Within reason, most times I disagree with it. But when there's an argument saying something like, yeah, okay, so they'd shred the original, but then they have a copy of what really happened just for their own record, that doesn't make any sense. And so that kind of goes with what you just said, is why even do it at all unless there was some need or hope that it would get public at some point, right?
Exactly. And so the reason why I would even say that MPD would have the power to do something like that, right? So like, it's no secret, I did 10 years in the feds. I got hit on a drug case, right? In my case, there was 3 pounds of weed and 280 Xanax pills that never made it into my discovery at all whatsoever.
What does that mean? So you're saying they never put them because
they disappeared.
Okay.
So things like this happen, right? They can create something and not turn it over. They don't have to tell the prosecution that this is what they're doing. They're the initial investigators. They see things before the prosecution does.
I see what you're saying. That would be very interesting. Meaning, okay, so now what you just said could be an entire rabbit hole, because what do you always hear when the cops are talking to people, like in the show Cops or in any other docuseries? If you cooperate, we'll take it easy on you. If we cooperate,
Exactly.
if you talk, if you tell us now, right? So there could be things that they never reported because the cops kept their word in order to get something out of somebody or certain information. That is a good point. And I don't know if that's been talked about that much.
So they don't have to, like I say, they are compelled to turn over everything, but they don't have to.
And which is obviously different than any Brady violation. You're just talking about the police officers.
Exactly.
Yes. That's a good point. And so what do you think that could have been in this case? Hypothetically, if you had to, let's just say with any of the peripheral players that are the popular ones, the Jacks or Bethany or Dylan, I mean, could that explain maybe why some of the stuff is just like, whoa.
So it kind of goes into one of the other theories that we talked about before. So if the University of Idaho basically runs Moscow, right? Like more than 50% of the economy goes through the University of Idaho. So some of these kids that are going there are tied in real big with real big money in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Moscow, that area. If one of them kids is involved and the university is covering it up, you don't want to be on the receiving end of the university being upset.
Correct. Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
So
because you'd be way more. Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying.
And since the university runs the town, you're going to get literally drummed out of town.
It could explain a lot of the lack of the official investigation that we see with the fraternities. Right as you said that, my mind went right to where and who would be the most likely, or who would be the most likely people to do that, and where would the cops most likely look to do that? I'd say it's the frats.
Listen, Birdie, you're about to be a dad, right?
Yep.
And when your daughter is about 5 years old, she is going to interrogate you better than anybody at MPD with one word. All she's going to keep asking you is why.
Why?
And it's going to frustrate you that you're just going to tell her whatever it is that she wants to hear. Right?
Well, maybe. I have a lot of practice with the Hive at this point, because there are some people that are like, but why would they do that? I get to a point where I go, I don't know why. I'm never going to know why.
But MPD, like they weren't there. Those weren't interrogations. They weren't even necessarily interviews. They were conversations.
Right. I agree. I agree totally. And I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate you calling in and clarifying that. And if you and Sammy, if you guys have that blown up version of the taillight, or if anybody can get that, I'd like to show that, because I think that if we were to pay attention to the 1112 and really just stare at those windows, I bet we'd see a couple flashes. It would take a lot of time and it would probably be very monotonous. It'd be like watching paint dry, but I bet you'd catch some reflections in that window. I bet you'd catch a lot of reflections in that window that they didn't
that they weren't able to cover up.
Yep.
All right, man. Congratulations, bro.
Cheers, brother. You and Sammy have a good one.
You too.
Peace.
Bye.
Man, Hive is on fire right now. All righty. I'm a little bit creeped out. There's two people that have their usernames backstage as Birdie Hive Mind, and I have no idea. This is not a ploy with Mrs. Birdie and I again, so I'm going to see who one of these is. Birdie Hive Mind, you are now on stage. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Hello? All right. If that was you and you wanted to call in, I see you back here twice, so try to join again. I'm very curious now to see who that is. All righty. Next up, we got Mr. Assman and incoming Bush Latte Crack in 3, 2, 1. Didn't even plan it. Look at that.
Listen, I gotta do a latte crack for baby Birdie. Congratulations, you two. Honestly,
man.
that is a precious gift from God, man. God bless
Amen.
y'all.
Yes, like I said, not to put a whole damper on the mood, is if you've been in the Hive, you know that we had an unfortunate situation leading up to this one, but we're just very lucky and blessed. Everything is going great with this one, and we are so excited to be having a daughter. So appreciate that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what do you got for us tonight?
I mean, I kind of feel like an asshole because I've been so busy lately. I haven't really caught up much during the week. Just kind of getting a gist from what's been going, like what's been said. But I will say I did hear the one caller say, about going through stuff. Yeah, I mean, everyone goes through something. So just to the whole world, to whoever can hear me, just be kind. That's all you can really do. Hold the door open for somebody. Say hi. There's so many assholes out there in the world. So, if they're gonna get irritated with you, then be the hemorrhoid. Irritate the asshole. I mean, hell, all you can do is be nice.
I feel like you, and I could be wrong, but I feel like you have a lot of sayings like that. Like you'd be the friend that'd be like, oh, they're madder than a wet bee, or they're happier than a pig in shit. Like, I feel like you got a lot of those. Am I right in saying that?
I do, but I just, I got raised on Looney Tunes and The Simpsons, and now just keep in mind, I'm a young buck. I was only born in '98, and that was the stuff I was raised on. So
I'm not that far behind you.
it's yeah, it's you just gotta look at some things going on in the world and just be like, what the hell? Like, you ever notice the weirdos come out when there's a full moon out? You look, there's some dude like hunchback walking out of your local Quick Mart, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? I've never seen that person before in my life. Is that human? What the fuck is that? No, but getting sorry. I've had a few lattes before I just cracked that one.
That's all right. That's all right.
Friday night. Well, I will say I do think that it did have to do with Xana getting back and seeing that Ethan was overdosing. Because and I know I've said this before, but I have just a feeling that he was having an OD. Xana came back, found him. Dylan was at the house. And that's when, Xana freaks out. What the fuck? I thought it was, I thought it was blow. No, it must have been fentanyl. Yeah, but so he's ODing. I still think Quinn Kelly's in on it. I think he was there with Dylan.
Which there's that one article. I bring that up the last 2 or 3 times, man. You brought up Quinn, and I've pulled up that Russian VPN Yandex, or not the VPN, the search engine Yandex, and I've shown that article, and it said Quinn Kelly, Dylan's boyfriend. It's the only article that I've ever seen of that. But now you think of the diesel truck that we hear,
right?
And how far is Boise away from Moscow? It's about 7-8 hours, right?
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm wondering. So either he was there or she called him, and that's why the truck showed up. Well, I saw a black truck. I think I saw a black truck, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
No, quit playing the stupid. I'm a college girl. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, you know what the hell you saw. That girl, she irks me. I hate to say it, but she does. She just, her and Bethany, they both just piss me off to the highest levels of pistivity I've ever known.
Pistivity.
But they, I think as Ethan and Xana were being taken care of, put it in that term, Kaylee and Maddie got home. However, I do think it was a separate situation because I still can't explain that flash and that we see.
Well, so I'm starting to wonder if remember how Dr. Turvey, I don't know if you've watched that interview with the custody queens, but Dr. Turvey's like, we don't even know who was at the house. We have we know who they say was at the house. And he's like, I go off of the facts, and what they're saying is just not factually accurate. The 911 call was misleading and unfactual, and everything that they've said has so many holes in it. It's so hard to do because we want to hang on to every word. That there's 2 or 3 things that always come to my head that I'm like, would we have been able to investigate this case better if we didn't have the flash and the bang? What did Maddie tell Adam quote? And I forget what the other one was. But I would be so curious if we never had just the what did Maddie tell Adam quote, how many theories would not have come to the surface? And would that have been for better or worse? Because that
we
seems
weren't
like one of
supposed to
those
know
things.
any of it. We weren't supposed to know any of what we know now.
But
it was just supposed to be a clean cut. I don't know, man. You know, the whole thing with Dr. Turvey, we don't know who was at the house. And how the hell do you even know that Koberger was there? You don't. You even said that in court.
Right.
Now, on a side note, when you talk about the flash and the bang, did you in the Hive, I don't know if you guys know this, did you know Helen Keller was immune to flashbangs? I was waiting for that.
You know what? I did not know that, but I don't think that it's that surprising.
Yeah, but anyway, back on topic. No, it's the whole thing of, well, we didn't know who was at the house.
Right.
We don't even know when Xana and Ethan got home. We don't know the time frame of that. So where the hell's the time frame of that? I had this weird, like freaking vivid dream, man. And I wish I was making this up, but it was like I was lost in some like parking garage at a university. I don't know what university it was. And we're all trying to find the car that we have to get into. And I bump into all 4 of them.
The girls? Or like the victims?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I bump into all of them. Like, just, they're all having a good time. And I literally felt like I was in like a Back to the Future movie. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, all I could say in this moment was like, who did this to you guys?
I'm actually putting a poll in the chat. Have you ever had a dream about this case? 1 for yes, 2 for no, because.
But Ethan looked at me. He goes, he either said TA or DA.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, what? And then my alarm went off. I'm like, oh, for hell. What the hell?
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Well,
like, I'm not even obsessed over this case. It's, you know, I love the Hive. I love what you do. But I'm like, why the hell? That's the first time I ever had a dream about this. I'm like, what in the hell is that supposed to mean? Like, DA, like, what does that stand for? Drug.
Devil's advocates.
Oh, well, I don't think it was him.
No, I know. I'm just. Hey, I think he lives on the East Coast. Or the West Coast. I apologize. Jesus Christ. I don't know where Taj Mahal is. I don't know where Idaho is. I'm saying on the East Coast. This is like Boomer said, words are hard this week.
No, that's the same. I don't know where Portugal, like question on the crossword puzzle that we had in my grandfather's newspaper was like, I couldn't even figure it out even if I finished the answer. It was like, what Portuguese? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know anything about the city of Portugal. I don't.
I can't say that I do either, ass man. And as always, I enjoyed the call in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Busch lattes and you have plenty more cold ones to get you through the evening. And you have a fantastic weekend.
Hey, you guys too. Again, congrats and God bless, man.
Cheers. Thanks, brother. Bye. All righty. Next up, we got Curly. How are you doing?
Hi. Before I start, I do apologise for the horrible accent. I'm from the UK.
I was going to ask you if by chance, if your name is Curly after hearing the accent, I guess it's a stretch now, but if you were named after Curly Lambeau.
No, it's because of this.
Oh, it's because of your curly hair. I can see you backstage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you. I figured it'd be a stretch that somebody in the UK would be named after the beloved Green Bay Packers, but continue. Anyways, what do you got for us this evening?
Well, to explain it, you'll have to get the footage up, otherwise you wouldn't understand what I mean.
Okay.
So if you get the balcony up, I'll show you.
So I have to get the what up?
The balcony
of the back of the house.
The 112 footage.
Oh, that camera. Yep. Okay, I got it. So the test footage or the real footage?
Yeah, the test one.
Okay, here we go. I'll pull it up. Give it a second. So whenever I share it before it's loaded, it takes a little bit to pop in and load. All right, I got it up.
Right, so zoom in on the cloth piece of cloth that's covering it. It's in front of the chair. Where the chairs are. Yeah, zoom in on that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go into the Canva one because I think I know where you're going with this. I've seen some comments on this, so I'm gonna have to go over here and that one doesn't show it. Okay, hang on. I have a different video. Hang on, let me, because I'm gonna have to zoom in behind the flag, right?
Yeah, just zoom in on the flag. Yeah, just. Well, you see it from here. Yeah, you can see it if you just like this.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can zoom in without it being
right. So just press play.
Okay, I'll do it on the original one then.
You won't have to zoom in. You'll be able to see it.
Okay. All right, it's playing, but I got no audio, so we can hear you. And we're looking at the Idaho flag that's over here.
Yeah, keep watching it.
Okay. Am I around the right time?
I don't know what time I noticed it. I notice it all the time.
Okay.
Look at it moving.
Yeah.
And now I've noticed, and I've said all along that it's being projected. Look onto the roof to your right, underneath the date and the time.
Okay.
Right. So that's a point where it's being projected. So's the balcony. Now, you know the house?
Yep.
The front door, where the snow kind of comes up on the right side.
Yep.
That's an image point. You see that pole there? That pole, them cables halfway down. They shouldn't be there. Now, Payne, on his test run, I watched it on Truth and Transparency.
Okay.
Payne is taking still images, and do you know when it looks like you've said the car is in reverse?
Yes.
That's because Payne is taking still images, but you know, at the side when they go, so when it goes up the side to go around the back of the car park.
Yep.
Yeah, well, on there, the white car is there, and it takes a still image of it. But obviously, they can only get it going forward, not backwards, because of the way it's parked. And do you know the Jeep that comes? I call it a Jeep. It's kind of got a longer back.
Yep, the SUV.
Yeah, that is parked next to the white car, and it gets a still image of that. Now I slowed the image down, and on his dashboard, his camera's kind of split into two. And when he's driving down that house, he's kind of got it changing angle on the camera on his car. I believe that 7 and 12 did footage in, because I've posted a picture of it being given to one of the officers. Now, the view of it, they would see 112 front door, they would see the drive, and if they went down them steps, they would see them entering. So I'm wondering, are they playing still images, you know, to cover what the footage is showing?
I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So they're taking the still images and they're almost moving those still images across, like they're moving the still images into the video.
Do you want me to send you a picture?
Yeah, please do. birdieshivemind@gmail.com.
Well, I'm really rubbish. I'm old with technology, so I don't quite know what to do.
So, do you know how to work email?
Yes.
Okay. So take your photo and then send it in an email to birdieshivemind@gmail.com. I'm going to put you back down and I'll put my email up onto the screen.
Right.
And then you can send it there. But and then let us know in the chat if you send it tonight or next week.
No,
if you're in.
I'll send it when I put when we come off. But you know the white car that is it's on a long road somewhere and it's kind of, it looks like it's got no wheels. You know, the white car that they tried to say was Kohlberger's.
Yes.
Well, that, I've got a image of the white car at the side of here where he's taking still images, and I've got it next to that white one, and it's identical.
Okay, yeah, I want to see that. If you got a good image of that, I'd like to see that, because the vehicle that they're saying is Brian Koberger's, they've manipulated that so much, being suspect vehicle 1. They've blurred out the footage so much that it is tough to see. So I would like to see that image.
Yeah, it's total fake image, this. I believe that it happened on the Friday.
Yep.
Not the Saturday.
You think it happened on Friday?
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? No footage, none whatsoever, was released for months. Now, I've also got a picture of the officers when they were doing door-to-door and they went to that 1112. It's about 1 o'clock. There's no door camera. And then about 2:30, it's there in the footage.
That's interesting.
But yeah, apparently, was it Maori? Didn't take it till the 17th.
See, I need to see these photos because I can follow what you're saying, but I can't visualize it.
They're all on my TikTok. I've tagged in quite a lot of them.
I would like to. What's the username?
Well, because I'm rubbish, I think it's I13. If not, it's mouth.
Okay. When you get down, type that into the chat too, so I can look at it. And obviously, I love getting tagged and stuff. But
I've even got, so where that pin is taking images, I've even got a picture off his camera that's in his car, where it's split in two, and he's put an image of a fire engine.
Of a fire engine?
On the drive at the side of 1112. But like, I'll send you the pictures.
Yes, please do. And I will keep an eye out for that. And then when you get in the chat, type your TikTok username too, so I can look that up.
I will, because I've always said for me 18 months ago that balcony is fake and the road's not right.
Well, I mean, there'd be crazier things than to manipulate footage and they don't get it exactly right. You know what I mean?
No, that pains at it. And also, another thing, since you like to go down the rabbit hole and think weird things like me, that Gower,
yep,
his footage, his doorbell, right, when he slams the car door and he says, "All right, John."
Yep.
Right. Listen to the bangs of what he's doing, and that is the audio of Linda Lane, the 12:30, where that woman goes, "What's going on?" Well, if you listen, that Gower, when he says, "All right, John," something's been done to the audio to make it sound like a woman saying, "What's going on?" And all the bangs on that Gower's footage is identical to the 12:30, where it's meant to be Ethan going in with the girl.
Okay.
it's if you. I'm not good with audio, but obviously you know people that will be able to compare it because I am 100% convinced, not 99% of 100, that footage of Gowers he's made it and it's been put onto Lindy Lane fake audio.
Well,
the bangs are too close and everything. So maybe you can do something with audio.
Yeah, no, I will give it a shot for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, send me that email. And you have a couple of requests to finish the call with saying Dylan's a wanker.
Dylan's a fucking bitch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We like to swear in the UK.
I get well, anyways, that was quite the plot twist. And Curly, I hope you have an awesome weekend.
Okay, thank you, you too.
Yep. Bye-bye. Oh. That is not what we asked her to say. So, all right. Next up, we have Red Wine Snob, but that Birdie Hive Mind is back, and I want to know who this is. And I swear to God, if this is Drew or Detective Mowry, and they just dropped out, coincidence? I think not. All right, Red Wine Snob. How are you doing? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? All right, Red Wine Snob, if you can call back in, that would be wonderful. And we have Hannah Banana, and then I see Albany is backstage. So I will get to Albany after Hannah Banana. Hannah Banana, how are you doing? Hannah Banana, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you mute your TV for us?
Hannah Banana, how are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you mute your TV for us? And then we should have you loud and clear.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry.
Nope,
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Am I delayed with you?
Okay, so this is pretty much what I think. So I'm just going to start with my theory, like straight from the top. Obviously, I agree with everybody that I think that Ethan definitely OD'd first. I think that's definitely what happened. So I think that he had gotten something when they were out. Him and Xana had split up. They were away from each other for part of the night. And I think that Dylan and Bethany were out as well. Then they got back to the house first. I think all of that is correct. I feel like that's all accurate. I think sometimes we spend too much time dissecting all of those things. And, really, it doesn't need to be dissected that much. I think that that timeline is correct. What I think is different is that it started out real panicked because of what had happened to Ethan. And then Xana had called people to come over to the house.
I'm following you.
So then I think that, so what had happened was that when Kaylee and Maddie had gotten home, obviously Kaylee, I think, is very involved in like the true crime, all of that, yada, yada. I think she was probably the one that wanted to call the law enforcement, call the police. I think that they started having people from the frats come over to try to stop the situation, which is where I think a lot of the traffic was on the side roads. I think a lot of them were blocking it off. And then what I think, anyways, to wrap it up, is just that Dylan and Bethany, they weren't part of the actual murders themselves, but they were almost coerced into the cleanup because they knew who the people were personally. So like we're all saying, it's very, very personal. And it's just, I think that they possibly were the ones forced to do the cleanup, which is why they were so distraught. They probably are traumatized from that. But that was just a way to, keep them quiet and keep them from talking. So really, I think it lands on the fact that we know that it was the frats covering it up. Dylan and Bethany are going to eventually get found out for being part of the cleanup. And that's just, what I think as a whole.
Do you think that the cops already know that?
What was that?
Do you believe that the cops already know that they were a part of it? Oh, it must be a little delayed. Oh, and they dropped. Anyways, I have a poll here really quick that I'd like to do. And Hive, if we hit 1,000 likes in the next 9 minutes, I will gift 5 Hive memberships. Do you believe that DM and BF were forced to clean up? Now, I'd like to just think about this from a standpoint of the way that they've been treated by law enforcement. Is that a reasonable guess, hunch, that they're able to walk into every interview and be told they're not a suspect? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And the last caller, I'm now drawing a blank on their username, but great job. Well said. I always like when people come up and they just get their theory out and then we can break it down. So that poll that is going has to do with our previous caller about, do you believe that DM and BF were forced to clean up? And Angel Heart beat me to it, gifted 5 Hive Plus memberships. Thank you so much, Angel Heart. And just as a reminder, if you get a Hive Plus membership via a gift, there's no financial obligation. You just get a free membership. It's for 1 month. And then also, if you gift it, you don't have to continue to pay the ones that you gift. It's just a one-time thing. And I'm going to stop that poll in 3, 2, 1. And let's see. Wow, it's almost split. 55% and 45%. That is, I'm not surprised that it's that close. But it's crazy how that is one dynamic. And it seems that that's been 2 sides of the fence that people are they have their mind very made up for, nope, they're just getting away with it. They've lied. Or 2, they're most likely have been forced to have done that. And that's why they're getting away with it. I just saw Blue Eyed Candy gifted 5 memberships. And I want to get to Albany, who called in earlier this week. I hope that he has his uncle with him. Oh, please, 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 please. And Albany, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. There's good and bad news.
What hit me with the bad news first?
Well, when I spoke to him, he did not really feel too comfortable about it.
Okay.
Because his face being on screen and being a part of it. But he also left me with what I'm going to be sending you. I have binders, unredacted. What? I have binders, unredacted. Yes. So that's why I'm saying this is the good part. So please listen to me. There's binders that were unredacted from when he was still there. He was there from 93. You can check out his name. I would send it to you privately. You can see he was a police officer there in Moscow, Idaho from 93 on. And then from there, he retired like I said, shortly after. But there's 5 binders. 5. And they're unredacted. I've only gone through 1 so far because I was visiting with him today. He's going through a dementia issue. He accidentally he keyed 3 cars. So he was going through his own crap, but he gave me these. So I'm going to have these ready. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to scan each one off and send them to your email. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's how we're also going to be able to tell that I'm not full of crap and I'm really a part of this hive. And I'm doing everything I can. You're going to have so much proof no one else on the web has. I didn't know this. I didn't know he kept it. It was in his garage. He put it up in his garage and it just said Moscow, Idaho. And then from there I went through and most of it was just for like some older cases. But like the last 3 were all from the month and after of everything that happened.
Shit. I hope this is as
real
as
so if you let me go on, I can tell you a couple of things through skimming through that I had read.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so part of it was in the beginning also they thought that a fraternity brother who they're a big donator. They didn't want to see him get in trouble. He was a good friend of Ethan's. and it states within there that he him and they both were trading medications.
Okay.
Okay. And in there, it also explains about the house. Now, listen to this. With the house, remember how Turvey says, like, we don't know who really lived there? And I'm sure you may have heard this before, but this is in the actual police binders. And it's all certified. You have to have the stamps and everything. The stamps are all on this stuff. The stamp. So that's what I'm saying. So please just give me a second. Trust me. And
Yeah,
then when you
take your
get it, you'll
time.
be able to believe me. No, it's just a lot, because between us talking and this happening, it was a lot on me. I found out almost more than I did in the book.
Wow.
So, they they do believe that the girls were running some sort of like OnlyFans type situation and modeling thing throughout that house. Meaning, again, you can pinpoint anybody's place these days by wallpapers, things like that, if you're not putting up a fake one. And they're not just that, but they explained officers on scene, names, everything are still there, times are still there, everything. There's nothing redacted.
It's just so I can clarify for people in the chat and
Yeah,
for myself.
please help me. Because
Okay.
again, I have social anxiety, and at the same time, I'm just trying to get to the truth like you. This is why it's my favorite channel. I tell everyone join the Hive, so please help me.
Well, Albany, you are communicating it just fine, and I would have had no idea that you have any sort of social anxiety if you didn't say that. So you're doing a great job. And secondly, just so people in the Hive are understanding, so Albany had called in on Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday, earlier in the week, and his uncle had worked for MPD and had actually left after the Idaho 4 murders because he was forced to sign an NDA, and he got out of there and he went back home to the East Coast. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, he's an older gentleman, and I had said, why don't you call in? And he goes, well, he's got a flip phone. I'll walk over there and I'll put him on, and then I'll walk out of the room. You could talk to him. Albany hopped up, said he wasn't comfortable doing that, but said that he was able to get binders of police documents, some stuff's from the 90s. Then he said there's 3 binders that are having to do with the month before the murders, the Idaho 4, and a month after, correct?
Correct.
And it's all unredacted and it's certified and it's stamped. And you said you're going to scan them and you're going to email it to us.
Absolutely.
See, now, if that happens, the phrase of when I say I would shit a golden chicken, I'd shit 10 of them if this comes through and it's that. I mean, that would
You have
be
to understand.
bombshell.
I have a conscience that again, that comes along, I guess, with my anxiety and panic disorder. Like if I owe somebody a dollar bill, like I can't sleep for the night. Like that's the kind of conscience I have. I would never come on and say there's something false or, lie about something. There's no reason to. I could just sit here, watch your show, enjoy it, learn new stuff that way. But it just so happened I knew somebody who's a family member that was there during the time that left right after because of how corrupt the system is there. How much they protect the university, how much, and also, mind you, with everything that you said about, the suicide and everything, you have to remember during that time, that exact time, they always do in Idaho the fire drills for people coming in. Say if somebody's staging, not even staging, but somebody say they have a bomb threat or somebody's holding somebody hostage in a fraternity. They do these practices. Sometimes they don't know if they have beanbags in them, if they have guns. You never know. Part of one of the things that I saw was during, it was like a week or a week prior of where I'm at right now, going and reading through this. They accidentally shot a student while doing one of these in Idaho, and they paid the family off just like they do with anybody else. They do their drills in Moscow, Idaho. They do drills like college, during like college sessions, like again, that time they're about to go home for Thanksgiving. So some people stay, some people leave. And again, so within it, it explains how at that point in time, he was on one of the cases where they were doing one of the things where they were just doing practice. And he wasn't a part of that, but his partner at the time, because he had the night off, because I forgot what he had to do. Again, I just read this for the first time. I just found this while talking to him, speaking to him, and he said, "Hey, go out there, read that. I don't want any more part of this. It's all yours." And then once I saw, like I said, everything stamped and real, that's when my heart started just going like it is now.
Well, let me just say this, because I'm going to put this on record for
Please.
my own protection. I'm going to read this. So just to be clear to everybody, if you have information or documents related to a case, please only send material you lawfully obtained or that is publicly accessible to you. Don't break the rules, hack anything, access restricted systems, or send personal or private information that shouldn't be shared. If something is sent to us, we independently verify it before discussing anything, and we may choose not to use or show it. I'm not asking anyone to obtain anything improperly. If something exists and was lawfully obtained or publicly available, you can send context, but please do not access restricted systems, violate privacy, or send anything you shouldn't legally have. We will verify the information and use judgment before discussing anything. Please
That is
take the proper
perfect.
routes.
I love it. The only thing I ask is if you can, because there are some places, to redact his name only.
Okay.
If you can.
Yep. Done. But I'm going to stick to that disclaimer that I just said.
Oh no, I wouldn't expect anything different. Now, some of this stuff I would like to, as soon as I start doing it and you start seeing some of this and you're like, holy shit, he's not joking. I would like for you to get in contact with me so we can speak about some of this stuff if you have the time to, because I don't know exactly how to go about this. Again, there could be stuff in there that could blow up so many different things or hurt so many different people. I need help. I don't have any law. I don't have a lawyer, nothing like that.
Okay, well, so
like
here's
that's
what
how
we're gonna
serious
do.
I am.
I can tell you're serious, and so I also want to make sure that nobody gets in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to get in trouble. I don't want your uncle to get in trouble. We're gonna have to go about this the right way. Right. If it was given to you, that's different. I need you to send me an email. Okay.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Let me know who you are. We will then figure something else out. Not live. Okay. Just let's be smart about this.
Yes.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this call up. That's quite a bit, dude. I mean, that's crazy. Thank you for popping back on, but I'm
here all the time.
I'll be in touch with you via email. Send me that ASAP. Okay. I got nothing going on this weekend. We'll chat.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, man.
I appreciate it. Yes. I'll be watching.
Peace. Okay. So again, don't send anything legally. Don't send anything obtained illegally or anything you're not allowed to share. If you have publicly available records, lawful documents, or relevant information, you can email it and we'll review and verify before discussing anything, period. Okay. So now that we have the legal disclaimer out of the way, that is nuts. That is freaking nuts. And I also want people to know too, I'm not going to do anything to get anybody in trouble. I hope you all know that. I'm going to go about this the right way. I'm going to research stuff. I should probably be more brushed up on people coming to me with information and how to go about it properly than I am. So you guys have my word. I will be continuing to research this because that's probably something that I should know more than I do. However, I do want to protect the channel and myself with that disclaimer. Now, moving on, changing subjects. Thank you, Albany, for the call. Next up, we have Birdie Hive Mind. Hello?
Hello?
Hi there. How are you doing?
Actually, I don't know why that did that. I'm Mandy Joe. I sent you some emails, and I don't know why it put your name up there like that.
Oh, I
it
thought
took me
somebody was
30 minutes to
with me,
figure out.
dude.
It took me 30 minutes to figure out how to even get on here.
Dude, I'm expecting, I'm like, all right, I got to lock in for whoever this person is that's saying Birdie Hive Mind, because I'm thinking that somebody's going to come up here and start giving me the business about something. So I was mentally preparing for that. And then when you had gotten brought up the first time and it was just like click, 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 and we couldn't hear you, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be one of those callers. But okay.
Yeah, I kept losing service for some reason, but I just got out of the hospital. I'm not thinking too clear. Sorry.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. How are you doing this evening?
Pretty good, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. I don't know, you might have seen this, or maybe I'm just seeing things, and you might have seen it and I just didn't hear part of the live or anything because I've been in the hospital, but I sent you a couple screenshots earlier and just a small clip from the footage that you got that they reenacted, and you've got
Okay.
it up with the 112. Do you notice across from 112 that house right there?
Yes, let me pull that up real quick. Are you talking about, you're talking about the reenactment, just to double check?
Yeah, I sent you an email. It's under Mandy Joe.
Okay. I, off the top of my head, I'm not remembering that. But again, just because I don't
just sent
see
it right before the show.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's fun.
Let me see if I got it at the top of the inbox then. And I'm pulling it up now. Did you send it's under Mandy Joe?
Or it might be Mandy Kelly.
Okay. And you sent, I don't have, which one did you send it to? Birdie's Hive Mind?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. Mods, I don't know if any of the mods want to double check that inbox, but that's okay.
I could probably tell you, and you
they'll
would know
check
where
it
it's
out.
at.
Yeah, they'll check it out quick, but go ahead.
You know, right across from 112, that house, you know how in the footage they showed us at first, the windows were lit up and you could see people in the windows?
Yes.
And you know, the reenactment, the lights are off.
Yes.
You know, when the one car comes through here at the beginning and it's a car that's not in the regular footage?
And you're referring to the test footage?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. When that car starts to come up through there and the windows right there where it would probably be maybe on the first level, do you see that girl that starts to come out the window and then she just like disappears? She's got a red shirt on. And it's really fast and it's almost like she was scrubbed out. And it just made me think of.
And you're talking about, hang on, I got it right here. So here's the picture you sent me. Are you talking about down here? Or are you talking about up here?
Right there. See that red spot?
Where my cursor is?
Yes. The video I sent you, you can see her coming out. And then it just starts to blur, but you can see her better in the little clip I sent.
Okay, let me grab that from the downloads then.
And upstairs too, above her, you can see a guy in a white shirt, just like you could on the first footage they sent us, but the light was on.
Okay, let me get the video. Hang on, I gotta. Let me see if I can share this video file. All right, I got it.
It's really quick, so you gotta.
And I believe I got them in order too. This is going from 1 a.m. on.
It'll happen pretty quick as he starts to go around the corner. Yeah.
Okay. I saw that. Wow.
What is
What
that?
the
I thought
heck
I was
is
seeing
that?
things when I seen that today. And the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, I got to send this to Birdie.
Whoa, thank you for hang on. So that's crazy. So I have
You know how
so
long
I
it took me to get that recording because it happened so fast? Doesn't it look like she kind of fades out like they're trying to cover her? Like she's gone or he or what?
yeah, well, hang on. I'm gonna be able to pull that up now because I have that clip. Okay, wow. So
I wonder if
yeah,
those
we'll zoom
lights
in on
were
that.
on and they tried to make them off upstairs too, because there's a guy upstairs in a white shirt and you can see him. And you could in the first footage too, but the light was on.
Yeah, I can see it even from here. Hang on, let me get this file off the. All right.
So I mean,
This is
did they just
actually
lay those two
crazy.
videos to make it look good?
Well, you could see it here. If I could zoom out a little bit, if you look up, I'm going to circle this. So it's going to be, if you look at this, oops, that's a terrible one. Okay, so look at that window.
And you see him upstairs in his white shirt standing in the window?
Up here, which one? Left or right?
Right.
When
Not
I
right
play
above
it,
the cursor, but a little the next window over.
yeah, and when I play this in,
He's not there very long either in the white.
I want to look at this window with the red thing though, because I
Yes, you
saw that
do.
clear as day.
And it almost looks like it's a blonde headed girl for a second.
But I mean, would they be?
How did we miss that the other night?
I don't know.
You see that window up there just then? When
Up
you zoomed
top?
in? Yeah, right there. See that white shirt? See the two windows right above the where your cursor is? Not that
Yeah.
window, the next one. Is that somebody or is that a light?
I thought that was a light, but
It looks like it
I
moves when they're moving around though. I don't know. I didn't think I saw what I saw earlier, so
well, I could see that I could see the person right here in that one window right there.
yeah. Yeah.
You could well, that's a tail light though. That's a tail light. That's what
Is
you're
it?
seeing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry to laugh, but
No, that's
when I watch
okay.
it
I
just
just
there
wanted to
too,
make sure. I was like, what
I
was
was
that? Because
convinced too. It's
I
red.
didn't
It's a
notice
tail
it the other night. I was like, whoa, that was quick. What was that?
No. I'm like, oh my God, I see it. It's red. It's red. It's red. It's a damn brake light.
Oh my gosh. It's
Jesus.
an awful big brake light.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Well, that's hilarious. Thank you so much for
Well,
pointing that
at
out.
least I gave you a laugh.
No, that's fine. I appreciate you sending me that, and I'm glad that we looked it up. And I'm looking at it, I go, oh my God, I totally see it. But I was so focused on looking at the window that, yeah, the car drives right by.
Yeah.
And somebody said, and that motherfucker right there is not real. Oh, well, do you have anything else for us?
No, that's all. Thank
Oh,
you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I was so into that Hive. I was so into that. I'm like, oh my God, I see it. Oh, that's funny. All right, next up, we have Gigi. Gigi, how are you doing? Gigi? Try again. Gigi? All righty. Hive, if anybody wants to click the link, it should still be up, and backstage is relatively open. And I am going to now bring up a surprise guest. Hello?
Birdie!
I knew it.
Birdie! 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 Birdie, happy Friday, Birdie. Memorial Day weekend, 3 days of full research and figuring out what the hell happened. How's it going, buddy?
It's going, Dylan Mort. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me back up.
Well,
These mods, I can't deal with them anymore, Birdie. What are we going to do with those mods of yours?
I thought you and HBO Dog had a thing.
We broke up.
Well, all right. Let's actually talk serious tonight. I know I've tried this with you in the past. So, okay, let's let tonight be the night because I know you know stuff. I know you know stuff. Give me your thoughts on that.
Tonight be the night. Let's do it.
All right, dude. So tell me your thoughts on the MPD test footage. Let's just start there. That's relevant. We covered that this week. Did you have a chance to watch that or no?
No.
Okay. Do you find it, are you even aware of it, or should I move on to a different question?
I don't care about it, to be honest. I don't think it has anything to do with what happened that night. So I didn't waste any of my time looking at it much. I can though. I'd be happy to look at it if there were some things that you caught. But I didn't watch. I saw you had a good comparison in terms of the time, and there were some adjustments. But even with the recreation, the biggest chunk of time that we're looking at is not there. So it's once that's gone out of the picture, we moved on to something else.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say would be, and that I still think is the most important to look into, is the fact that there's extra cars in the scenes that they're recreating the scenes, and then there's like 2 or 3 cars at 2 different times that are extra that go and they pull into King Road. Like their taillights stop in the windows of the reflections during the test at the house. So that is what is interesting, is why would they do that? Why would they have extra cars? And that timing does line up with the screams and stuff heard at 150, because refresh my memory, but when you and I have spoken, you were under the impression this happened earlier in the evening as well, correct? Or am I misremembering?
Yeah, I mean, we've since moved our times around. So, but I mean, that was 6 months ago. So in terms of time and stuff, we can talk about that later. But didn't they have color in the video, the second one that you showed?
Yeah, and I think people are right when they say the reason why there could be color is because the snow is reflecting enough light that the infrared camera is not triggering night vision. If that makes sense.
Jeez.
I actually think that's a good call. I could see that actually happening.
Yeah, it happens. It happens with some of my outdoor cameras with lights. That I've seen it happen on my shit. So that makes sense.
So what do you got for us this evening? Rolo said we're all just peasants living in your kingdom.
Yeah, I know. It was just a matter of time before I all had you guys at the tip of my fingers. I just had to hold out.
Please.
I want to look at the closest people to the scene, which is just our frat and sorority members. That's who I'm interested in. That's who we've been interested in for quite some time.
And okay, well, again, so I don't know what to ask you, because I feel like when I ask you questions, sometimes it triggers you and you're like, I'm not going to tell you. So I guess I'll just give you the mic for a little bit.
That's not how it works. You're the host.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do this. You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself, can you?
We've spent too much time and too much work just to throw it to you on a Friday night for free, and to all the peasants. That's not how this works. We do our work, and we're happy to share when the time is right and when you're willing to disconnect from the Hive a little bit. And
I will never. I'm never disconnected from the Hive ever.
Even if it's for a Memorial Day weekend and a 3-hour chat.
I do got some windshield time this weekend though.
Just to get your mind on a separate island for a little bit, just so you can see it from a different view. That's a a much wilder view, a more unbelievable view, but it's the truth. So, and then you can take that back and share it with the Hive however you want it. But that's up to you.
Okay. Well, are you still in our Discord?
No,
Do you
absolutely not.
Do you have my email though? birdieshivemind@gmail.com, and then mods keep
Yeah,
an
I
eye out
sent
for
you an
it.
email. I'll get you another email this evening.
Okay. Yep. I got a couple hour drive both ways for Memorial Day weekend, so I'll
Good.
throw the
North?
AirPods in. Yeah, heading up north. I will throw the AirPods in while Mrs. Birdie naps in the passenger seat and my dog snores next to me. So I'll probably have divided attention for you.
So separate question completely, but what is up north in the state that you're in? Because I know that it's highly questioned on where it starts.
Like as far as up north, I don't know. We probably go about 2.5 hours past Green Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah, that's north. Anything north of Green Bay is north.
Yeah. So, but
That's
yeah, man,
fair.
send an email and mods, make sure that I don't miss that one. So
One more thing. Did you see David Barrico crash out yesterday?
No, I didn't at all.
Check that out.
What's it on?
We'll
You're getting
get
a
it
bunch
to
of
you.
pineapples in the chat.
I'll email it to you.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you.
All right,
You have a
peace.
good night. All right. We got Gigi again. Let's see if this one can work. So Gigi, make sure you're off mute when I bring you on up. All right. We got Gigi
Hey, can you hear me?
Let's see if this one can work. So Gigi, I can hear you, but I need you to turn your TV muted.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. We got you loud.
Is that better?
Much better.
Okay, great. So I called last week about Brian with the sheath that I thought that they placed that sheath there because that was what Brian had ordered before. And I forgot to ask you, did they ever find the knife and the knife sheath that Brian supposedly ordered off of Amazon? That was the question that I had and forgot to ask.
I don't believe that I don't think they ever showed us the supposed knife that he bought, right? I mean, they just showed us like a stock photo of a K-bar.
Yeah, I was just wondering that was in any part of the evidence. They never said if it did or they did not, but I didn't know if you had known. And also about the cleanup. So like this week has been so phenomenal on the Hive. Everything that you brought out is just like jaw-dropping to me. To me, it just pushes Brian even further back out into the ether. Like he would be nowhere around that with all those people there. Like I agree that the cars were because that was the cars that were actually there that night. So where was Brian in all of this? Like it just pushes him further back out. Like he's not going to go up there to a house and randomly with a bunch of cars there and people there and then walk in and do that.
Well, I have a video that the mods after we finish our call in, I just asked Luna had sent me a video. Luna and Dawn sent me a video from somebody in Discord that is Vberg Amy. And people had said, "Where's Brian?" Well, this blew my mind. I actually left the gas station when I was looking at this, and I walked outside. I said, "What the?"
Oh my God.
I watched it. So I'm gonna actually play that after your call. And so
okay,
whatever you got for us, go for it.
Okay, and then the other thing was just the cleanup. Like, did he bring his own cleaning supplies? Because we know there was a cleanup. So, like, did he bring his own stuff? Like, like housekeepers do? They pack a little cart thing in there and clean up? Or did he, was he asking, like, excuse me, Dylan, can you show me where your cleaning supplies are? Like, how did he do the cleanup? Did he bring his own mop and stuff? Or did he just search the house and just start cleaning? Asking them, where's the cleaning stuff? Like,
well, I don't even think he did it. He didn't do anything. So
I don't think he did anything either. So yeah.
No, I think
that is out of the realm.
Yes. I think that's well said. I do believe that Brian Koberger, as this case goes on and as more and more documents become public or video becomes public, I like how you phrased it where you said he's going further and further out into the ether. He's actually becoming more and more separated the more information that comes out of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think with Harvey and the cleanup, that we absolutely know it was a cleanup. And absolutely, I seriously don't think that he would have brought cleaning supplies. And then he would literally have to ask them where their cleaning supplies were, because he wouldn't know. And then he wouldn't know how to put everything back the way it was, because that's not his home. He doesn't know where things go, but yet everything was back in its place. So it had to have been someone that in the home, or had been in the home multiple times, to know where everything goes.
Somebody said he actually brought an effing particle accelerator.
Yeah, time machine. Zipped in and zipped out. Well, thank you so much. This week has been so great. Thank you so much.
Of course. You have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. All righty. I just brought up VBerg Amy, and I saw VBerg Amy, so I want to show this video. So to April and Okie Dokie Lisa, give me 1 second. I'm going to bring up VBerg Amy. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. I'm doing good. Are you sitting out by a swamp or something? What is that?
Wait, let me turn off my headset. Let's see.
And also, if I'm on speaker, take me off speaker for a second. Can you hear us? All right, you are muted, but hopefully we can hear you, VBerg Amy. You're on mute.
Okay.
We got you now.
Okay. I'm trying to figure this out.
Nope, you're loud and clear. We got you now.
Okay. Congratulations to you and your wife, first off.
Thank you so much.
And I found the Eric Gower security cam
I'm so excited to
footage.
show this. I'm so excited to show this.
Yes, that.
I want to give you some flowers right now, because this is a goated find. I mean, you want to talk about attention to detail, and I'll just shut up, but just know this is great. So I'll let you explain it.
Okay.
So I got it full screen right now. Do you want me to play the video, or how would you like me to go about this?
Yes, you can play it.
Okay. It's so crazy. And can you explain too? So this ring camera footage is. Go ahead.
Yes, those are Eric Gower shoes, and this is when Brian Koberger comes into the store at Costco, and there's, I believe, Eric Gower and his wife with a newborn baby, same jacket and shoes.
I cannot believe this. I mean, this is insane.
Yes, I believe that I saw them walking into Albertsons right in front of him also.
So talk us through this. Okay. I don't want to even give my opinion on it. I want you to have this full explanation. So you're watching this ring footage, you're picking up on the boots, you're picking up on the jacket that he's carrying away. And I'll get myself off the screen here so you guys can see this. I mean, this is bombshell that you just said. I think Brian Koberger is following Eric Gower. And so you're telling me that not only is he at Costco, you think you saw him at Albertsons too?
Yes, I do believe so. I believe him and his wife walked into Albertsons right as Brian Koberger was pulling into Albertsons parking lot. And there's a part in the footage that is like missing in the security cam footage, and I believe that's when Eric and his wife are pulling into the parking lot, and they cut it so you couldn't see his car.
This is so insane, VBerg. I mean, the fact that you picked up on the baby and the boots and the jacket, I mean, this is undeniable. Brian Koberger is in the same spot that Eric Gower is the next morning. And you want to talk about something crazy. I don't know if this is the thought that you had in your head, but what first popped into my head and why I think it was so mind-blowing is because for how long we've been looking into this case, how many times have we said we're looking at it and it's like there's something else that we're not seeing? This is a perfect example of that.
Yes.
It's been there the whole time.
Yep, and would be, the reasons why everything is so hidden.
I just am shocked. I cannot believe that you found this. This is a top tier, call it a high mind find if you want, but it's a top tier discovery, Vberg. I just think this is incredible. I'm going to play this one more time. And so for anybody that doesn't know, I believe it was Christie's Chaos was it Christie's Chaos or Bronx Tales?
Bronx Tales.
Yes. So I apologize. So Bronx Tale True Crime had gotten this record request. This is of Eric Gower's ring camera footage. This is the night of the unalivings, correct?
Yes.
And then this is the
that's
same
the
day
morning.
yep. So what do you believe? So now talk us through your theory. You found this. What's gone through your head?
I believe that he is somehow involved because if you watch the security cam footage from his house, he leaves several times, and one of the times when he leaves, it looks like he's carrying a pow and in his like jacket, his hoodie, and then you could kind of catch like a little bit of blue rubber gloves that it's a little glimpse, and it's just there's something off about him. And even when you listen to all the interrogation of all the people, you can hear that he was a suspect. Everybody had suspicion about him, so there's something about him.
And when you had sent this, okay, my mod sent this to me, and they were discussing, saying that, shoot, what did they say? They said the perfect weekend, Kaylee came back. You talk about somebody that would know Kaylee's in town by chance, an opportunity. Well, dude, an Uber driver that they apparently know so well. And then you think back to Steve G saying, not an Uber driver, private driver. Like it's always been so strange.
Yep. And then even Jack Decor was talking about how he thought it was suspicious because he never charged her, and he drove through a blizzard to go pick her up and for free. And the cop was like, nobody does stuff for free and don't think want something in return.
Dude, he's the last one to see him alive.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say. This is crazy. I mean, and so do you think that MPD or anybody knows about this? Because when I watched this, I actually had the thought to myself that I said, I would not be shocked, excuse me, if nobody picked up on this. But then when you have Brian in the same frame, like the boots and the jacket thing's crazy. But the fact that Brian's there, that's not a coincidence.
No, not, and I believe in the Albertsons too. I believe that's them walking up on the side of the building. I believe I need some other people to kind of look to kind of verify, but it does look like them, and that would even be more proof.
What does this mean?
It's kind of not. It don't seem like a coincidence, honestly.
I mean, there's people saying that that's not Eric Gower's wife, but I mean, he's there
She just had a baby.
She just had a baby, yeah. So I mean, the baby is what gives away. I mean, and also it's like, okay, well, how do you know it's not Eric Gower's wife? I mean, there's a lady with a newborn baby and a guy with the same jacket and boots on, and Brian Koberger's in the narrative.
Yeah,
or
and
in
his
the same
wife.
picture.
Yeah, and his wife left him right after this. Like after this all happened, she left him, is what I've heard.
So to me, okay, so now let's think through that. Obviously, the obvious answer as to why she would leave him would be what? Because I'm going to ask you first before I answer.
I believe she suspected something more happened too. There's more to it, and that he did something, because why else? It had to be something serious.
Well, but okay, so are you saying as far as for doing the murders?
Like possibly, like maybe she does have some kind of suspicion that he was more involved.
I went to the thought of, even
Him
if
and
it's
Kaylee?
not well, yeah, but it's not exactly to the murder. It could be, okay, so you're married, you have a young baby, and now you're the last person to see somebody alive in an investigation that is got how many 3-letter agencies? They're going to be combing through whether they tell us publicly or not, I mean, let's also understand whether they decide to throw it into the case or they don't. I would find it harder to believe that they didn't look into absolutely everything that was on this dude's phone. And you know that his wife would have been sitting right there next to him. And whether he was subscribed to some OnlyFans stuff, maybe he was trying to hook up with them. Maybe they did. Who knows? But I could see that being something for a divorce as well. Like, it got exposed because he was doing something that was caught on his phone. I could see that being the reason too.
Yeah, because and everybody suspected that. Don't do anything for free. And don't expect anything.
And his wife worked for law enforcement. Keijo Wise just said, or hopefully I said that right. Keijo Wise. Wow. Okay. So what did you think when you saw this?
I really was shocked, and I was like, how did nobody else see this? Why am I it's got to be made public. Like, somebody's got to know this. Like, and I was very shocked that nobody else had picked it up.
I'm so glad you did, Vberg. I mean, seriously, because now we have to go back. We got to comb through Albertsons. We need to figure out. I mean, is Eric Gower at the grub truck before? I mean, where is he at the corner club?
Right? Like, it's so many things that we can now try to look back into and see if it, and does that mean that Brian is, possibly was undercover investigating Eric, and what for? Like, it's so many questions.
Is he divorced officially? Because I saw somebody say that his wife didn't divorce him.
I'm not sure.
I've heard that she left him too.
Yeah.
And didn't the football coach's wife also, or is that not accurate? I don't want to say.
I'm not sure.
So
there's so many rumors, and it's like hard to know what to believe.
I also wonder too. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, so I'm not accusing anybody. I got to be careful when I say this, but it's like you talk about an opportunity for a quote unquote stalker.
Yeah. Oh, also, I'm glad you said that. Also in the security cam footage, if you look at the back of his truck, like in the back of his truck, there is a fake wall that usually hunters use that's got a cutout and it's got leaves glued to it. And it's just one part of a wall, like a fake wall. And usually when you hunt, it's got all four sides. It don't just have the one side.
And where is that at?
It's in Eric Gower's back of his truck in the security cam footage where it shows his little camper trailer and it's got his white truck right beside it. Yep. It's, if you can pull it up or look at it.
I'm pulling it up right now. It's on Bronx Tales. So shout out to Bronx Tales for getting that.
Yes.
Bronx Tale. True. I'm saying Bronx Tales, but I think it's just Bronx Tale True Crime.
Oh.
So I apologize. I'll show the profile here. Make sure you guys go and show. Oh, it is plural. Bronx Tales True Crimes of Love. And here is the video right here.
Yes.
Oh, 6 days ago this already was out. This now, I mean, I've only watched, you can see I only watched 3 minutes and then I had to stop. So I have not seen the full footage yet.
You see in the back of his truck right there?
Yes.
Yes, it's flipped over, like, so the leaves are basically on the other side, but it looks like a fake wall, like he would use to kind of like camouflage.
Like a blind.
Yeah, just like a blind.
I mean, dude, how crazy he drives a white, is that a diesel? What is that saying?
Yeah, it does look like that. The same one in the footage at the grub truck, when they're walking to the grub truck.
This dude's got a similar walk to Koberger too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like look at like I always say Frankenstein's awkward nephew, like last pick in the basketball pickup game in gym class. I mean, he's got that same shuffle. I mean, kind of just like a stiff walker.
Yeah. Like he may have something strapped to his thigh, because there's pictures.
That's a good call out. So what all happens in the rest of this footage? I haven't seen. Is there anything that I should jump to?
Yeah, he leaves a bunch of times. And
Is this all continued footage or is this jump cut?
no, it shows like his
Oh,
front
right there at the
door,
bottom.
and then it just showed the same time frame, but the other view.
Oh, I see. So he's got two cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I just see the light go on back here. So he's got his car lights on. Okay, well I'm gonna have to watch this, but
Yeah.
that is a goated find, absolutely goated. And I'm gonna show that one more time because I don't want this to go under the radar. This needs to absolutely be out there. Why is Brian Koberger in the same place as what looks to be the last person to see the two of the four victims being Maddie and Kaylee alive that night? The person who picked them up from the grub truck just so happens to potentially be at the same Costco as Brian Koberger and Albertsons. The definition of coincidence is coincide. That means that two angles cannot fit together any other way. And Viberg, Amy, unbelievable find.
Yes. And it was nice talking to you. And I will, if you want to have someone else up, I will let them take the stage.
Absolutely. You crushed it. You get to go to work. Thank you, Viberg.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's why I freaking love the Hive. That is such an unbelievable. That's so cool that she found this. This is wild. I mean, think about the footsteps outside too, how it kind of looks like a boot with an elevated heel. Koberger's in the same damn frame. That's an all-time call right there. That is an all-time call. Great work, Viberg. All right, let's move on. I mean, that is absolutely epic. And next up, we have April. April, how are you doing?
I'm good. So good to talk to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. What do you got for us this evening?
You're going to be a girl daddy. That's so cool.
I think I'm going to have all girls.
Oh, well, girl power, girl power. We need more girls. God, just watching that call makes my head swim. But a couple of things. The theory of the girls being, I think that they were probably forced to do a cleanup. And I think law enforcement said, if you open your mouth, you're going to be implicated. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, or you're gonna go down as accessories to murder. That's my theory.
That sounds realistic. I could picture that.
Yep. I mean, what else? Did they rush them out of town? Now they're like, they have immunity, so I think they're protecting actually law enforcement for months and months, because you were the master of pulling up stuff really fast. For months, I was looking at the 420 car, hauling ass out of the, it's going too fast. I think it's going in reverse.
You're talking on the 1112.
Yeah, but the one they're saying, well, there he goes, he's leaving it for it, whatever. If I slowed it down, and for months I've been sending it to everybody, and everybody kind of glazes it over. So I figured I'd give it a shot and see what you think.
Yeah, the 420 car.
Yeah, 420 car. And if you you see the lights right at that first post pulling out, and you slow it down because it's so blurry to have the lights so bright, but it's going backwards.
Oh, hang on, dude. I'm so sorry. I freaking pulled up a 5-minute thing.
That's okay.
All right, wait, why did it? Where's the full video of it? Isn't there a 4 a.m. hour? Okay, why is these in 5-minute clips? 3:30 to 4:30. Here we go.
Yeah, same leaving.
This is on Jules' page that has this. Okay, so 420 car. I went past it.
You hear it like gun. Well, everybody's familiar with it.
Yep.
Okay.
Should be coming up soon. Right? Or did I miss it?
No. It's right when he leaves. You know, it's that famous
coming up.
leaving the scene.
Yep, it's right here.
It goes fast, but if you catch it just in time, back it up one at a time. And those are headlights pointing at us. They're not pointing forward, they're going backwards.
I like how you think, because I've said this for a while too.
Going back, it's edited. They edited that in.
4/20/27. Sorry, there we go. Thank you, Mark B. I was scrolling on the bottom for a different car. Okay. Well, it's weird too that you see headlights here. Did you guys notice that too? I'm gonna back up. You see headlights in this window where my cursor is, which is strange. Like, where do those? Why would those headlights? Because those appear every time that someone turns a corner. So watch this. I mean, what is that? That damn dog barking too is just, it seems like it's looped.
Well, did you hear that several people chimed in at other side? Could be here as well, where they said that their dogs don't even react to that bark when they hear it on TV.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, which means it's mechanical.
Yes,
They have like they'll make their dogs bark, or they'll slam a door outside and their dogs barking. But when they play that footage, their dogs never bark. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here it goes.
All right. Slow. Go slow. Go back. It's going backwards. It's going backwards. Go slow. Go slow. It's going backwards.
I'm gonna slow it way down.
So 100%. Because they make it go too fast. Yeah. Okay. Frame by frame. Stop this. Stop there. Stop. 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 That's how I did it.
So you're saying that this is, well, I got it on 0.25, and now you're saying
I just got to do, because it's so bright, they're making it so you can't tell. But if you do, that's it. Watch, keep going. The ass end is going out. See, there's the ass end. There's the tail light going out backwards, and there's the headlights pointing towards us.
I agree. I mean, I do agree. It looks, it's not, you cannot clearly tell. I mean, you would have to be, I mean, it looks like there'd be fog lamps right here too.
Yeah. See the first tail light there at the top corner? That's a tail light. And now down below, that's a headlight. And then it goes out so fast. It's such a blur of, of light that it's hard to tell. But if you just go boom, 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 and then you will see, like, if you get a little closer to the corner, you'll see the profile of the car.
All right. I am doing a poll. Do you believe that this car is in reverse? We have 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you believe that the car we are currently looking at 4:20 and 47 seconds in the morning that they claim is suspect vehicle 1 is going in reverse?
See, it's going out backwards. It's going out backwards. That was the ass end of it. And it's going to, you can see, that's why they made it so bright.
It's just crazy. You only see that a couple times too.
And the headlights are still there, and it's just weird. All of it's weird.
I mean, right here, like, okay, if I look at this,
it's headlights.
I mean, this is crazy.
They put him there. They put him there on purpose, or whatever car it is. That's all edited.
Guys, I mean, that totally, come on. If you look at this, I mean, this looks like a complete tail end right there, and then you'd have the 2 headlights like that.
Yep. Pulling out backwards. Yes,
that is crazy.
Crazy.
And it's like, the thing that bothers me about this is, okay, so we see that and it looks like it. Why does nobody take it serious? Is it because people don't want to wrap their head around, wow, that might actually be in reverse? Because what does that mean? Is it the uncomfortable truth? Is it, like, I don't even care if it's not, but it looks like it. It looks like it so blatantly that it still gets ignored. Why?
Wouldn't you love to see the chain of custody on who handled all of this footage?
Yes, I would.
Hello. Oh, good. I feel so redeemed. Excellent.
Yeah, no, good, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the call, April. I hope you have a fantastic evening.
You do such a great job. Thank you, darling.
Thank
And
you
you
so
have the
much,
best
April.
mods and the best mods. Hi, mods. We love you.
Mod Squad. Love it. Thank you, April.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow, what a night. What an awesome night. All right, we got one caller left. We got Mad Chad. I believe Mad Chad might be a first-time caller here, which is always exciting. Let's go ahead and bring Mad Chad on up. How are you doing?
Yo, shout out to Birdie. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God for the
TGIF.
hive mind. And thank God for Birdie. Honestly, Birdie, I like being able to speak your mind. And this is the most bizarre criminal case I've ever seen in my life. I've never been into crime. And this is bizarre. This is next level. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. I don't know if those girls, Bethany and Dylan, were tripping on acid. But I do know, Birdie, no one's talking about Moscow, Idaho. Moscow, Idaho has one of the biggest cults in the country, in the world. We all know about cults from, down in Waco, Texas. Koresh, we had the guy down that went down to the other country, Mr. Jones. They all drank the Kool-Aid. And we all know about Heaven's Gate, the guy that they all put the same sneakers on and went off. The power of the church is one of the most powerful things in the country, Birdie. And we know that no one talks about it. And I think it's being covered up at the highest level from the Department of War. I know we don't like to talk about it, but it's way, way up, Birdie. This is next level.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Palantir, whatever you're talking about with the AI surveillance, with everything, the Crusades, whatever it may be. But there's someone in Moscow, Birdie. No one talks about it. Have you heard about the no quarter November? Lewis, the Church of Christ. Let's just say it, the Church of Christ. This is one of the most polarizing religious, jihadist, whatever you want to say, crusadist. This guy controls everything. We know one of the victims was a true crime advocate. She was nitpicking with who the scumbags are in Moscow. There he is right there. And Birdie, I don't want your channel to get struck because this guy has connections at the highest level. He just opened a church up in Washington, D.C. He's a hardcore dude that has real sick people that he's connected with Billy Thompson. Billy Thompson was a basketball coach at his school. He has a school there. He controls Moscow. And all this is just covering up what's going on in Moscow. And it's a huge thing, Birdie. I don't know if it's as high as JFK, the cover up, but we're never going to know the truth. And it's scary to me to think that people like, I don't want to say his name, but he's the head of the Department of War. He is a radical. He is I don't want to say sick, but I'll say they're looking at the end goal, Birdie. It's the end goal, and they're just saying, hey, we can sacrifice this, we can cover up this to get the AI, to get everybody's fingerprint, to put the chip in your arm, Birdie. Pretty soon you're going to have a chip in your arm. And it's just scary to think, and I think that is so covered up. I don't know if the Kaylee, she was the sleuth. She was paying attention to all what's going on. And there's a lot of crazy shit. I think she was on to something, Birdie. And whatever went down, I think that guy that controls Moscow, if you pull back the onion and if you pull back the layer after layer, there's one guy there. If you pull up no quarter November, and if you're the leader of Moscow, Idaho, if you control Moscow, Idaho, and you pull up no quarter November, and Dylan mentioned something with like a vacuum cleaner or a vac, whatever, she said, I seen somebody, I don't know what it was. But this dude goes on, it's so out of line for no quarter November. The guy that runs Moscow, that has everybody at their tips, and the chicken user, Birdie, the guy that cut his hands with the chicken, he is part of that cult. I want to call it a cult because there's cults. This dude, his grandfather or uncle was the mayor, or dad. He was the mayor of Moscow not too long ago, the chicken user. The chicken user did the filming. He was part of the filming of the Christchurch filminology. And like I say, Pete Hegseth at the highest level is opened a church in Washington, D.C., under the same thing. And he's saying prayers in Congress and like religion and government should stay out of the way. Well, but we're entering a whole different realm. Bertie, thank you so much for the time. Everybody hit the like. Bertie, anybody talking bad about Bertie, you're out of line because Bertie only wants the truth. And he's a Sherlock Holmes at the highest level and a free thinker. He's a free thinker. He ain't bought out by nobody. Bertie's got money. Bertie's got a wife. Bertie's in his own lane, fellas. So you don't have to worry about Bertie selling out because Bertie ain't selling out to nobody. Bertie wants the truth. And Bertie, do you follow me a little bit here? But no one seems to talk about, because I think it's almost covering up what's going on in Moscow. Because I think Kaylee was onto that sick shit that's going on in that church. And I think she was onto it. Because the place where she worked was only 100 steps away from the headquarters of this man's temple, and I think it's pretty scary. I don't know where it goes, Bertie, but it's the most bizarre, like I say, case in the history of mankind. At least in my 56 years of life, I've never seen anything more bizarre, Bertie. But no one seems to want to talk about the cult. The cult. Moscow is so, like that day that crime went down, Bertie, it was like a no drinking day. It was supposed to be no drinking. Let's be real Christian today. And I think the 1122 Roadhouse was far from Christian. They were young, honky tonkin, free living. Let's have and I think Kaylee was on to something with the church. And I think the church has Bill Thompson, has everybody there from Ann Taylor, from the whole thing. It's one circle jerk, Bertie. And it's at the highest level. It's at the highest level. And Bertie, thank you so much for your time. And I just want you to know that because I know you do a lot of investigating yourself. And you have the Hive Mind is the greatest crime family that I've ever seen. Your chat is next fucking level, bro.
Hey, yes, let's do it. I love it, man. Thank you for the kind words,
bro.
Yep. And we are not going to stop.
God bless you, Bertie.
Thank you, Matt Chad. You have a phenomenal Memorial Day weekend. Wow. I mean, seriously, I love calls like that. I love when people get on and you can hear the passion. You can hear it in their voice. I'm so glad he brought that up because he's right. Those topics of conversation, the Palantir, the Department of War, all of the AI, the cult, the church, all that, it doesn't get leaned into enough, even by myself. I mean, if you followed me on TikTok, I've said this a handful of times. I was doing a series on what is known as the rite of the twins, and it's a ritual, okay? And the numerology is crazy, the astrology, and the time of the year it was, and it was 13 months to the day when they tore down the house. And in a ritual, you always destroy the altar. And there was a dog skinned about 2 or 3 weeks before the murders. And the dog is the guardian of the underworld. And it goes so deep that most people think it's all just woo-woo, but you could look it up. And it's not like looking up how to bake a cake. You could go and you could find it. And like I said, I just want to give a shout out to Mad Chad. And I love this. I love this community. I love this dearly, and I cherish it because of nights like this evening. This is by far one of the best call-in nights that we've ever had, and it's because of you all. That's why we do these on Fridays, because everybody gets value out of hearing from people in the chat and from the Hive. And I would encourage you, continue to dive into stuff and share it. Vberg Amy, shout out to you. Mad Chad, shout out to you. People that Boomer and Sammy, they've been on a roll. Shawley Redacted. There are people that they are looking into it at all times, and many more that I can't even name. So I just want you all to know, I mean, this is where it's at. I mean, the Hive is not only we're going to crack this, I think we really are. And it's not going to be the only case we crack. We have a long, long road and future ahead of us by blowing the lid off of many, many cases in the future. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up this incredible evening with the super chats from you all. And Sammy, thank you so much. If you did miss the beginning of the stream, Mrs. Birdie and I are going to be having a daughter and welcoming her into the world around November 25th this year. Very excited. This is our first, and we're stoked. And so Mrs. Birdie was our first caller this evening. And thank you, Tina, for the super chat, as well as you, Golden Chicken Toothache. That's a hell of a username. Congrats. Had an intuition feeling of this announcement tonight. That's awesome. Mandy Joe said, I emailed you something if you got time to check it. I don't know if you noticed it from the reenactment on the footage, and congrats. I will write that down. I've recently started keeping a notebook next to me too, so that when I see comments, I can make a note of it and make sure that I do, because sometimes after the live ends, I obviously then go hang out with my wife and have dinner, and then I do editing. So sometimes it does slip my mind. The White Rabbit said, JS specifically told us who the stalker rumors came from. Others confirm those rumors arise post-murders. Him, as well as someone in MPD's ranks with integrity, will blow that whistle. Congrats on the baby. I think you're absolutely right, White Rabbit. And I think that we're going to be piecing together. If we could piece together a lot of the rumors and a lot of the hearsay, we can wade through all of the BS. And I think we've started to do that. I think there's a lot of things that used to be relevant that weren't, or that aren't anymore, that's gotten us closer to the truth, because we don't have to sift through it all anymore. And I agree. The interviews, I need to go back and watch Showalter's interview. I need to go watch Eric Gowers. There is stuff coming out all of the time. And I have to watch it more than once so that I can remember it. White Rabbit, back-to-back super chats. Thank you so much. Saying the still frames are very obvious from an observational people, because the car lights refuse to travel naturally. LOL, they don't hit the dumpster by 1119. That's a great point. They don't hit the dumpster. You can also see the still frames all over the car park. I'm sorry, not the car park footage, the Linda Lane dumpster camera. Go watch any time frame of the Linda Lane dumpster and put it on like 2 or 3x, and then just stare at the smokestack, the clouds that's coming out of the smokestack. You'll see them stop for 10, 12, 15 seconds at times. It's nuts. Goodrin said, did you see why I think BF, Dylan's statement on plea day, like BF, it was pure and truthful, but DMs was staged. BF knows more and will have enough and speak. BF is also the one that Ann Taylor alluded to having exculpatory evidence. So I'm curious if that will ever come to light. I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope that the exculpatory evidence comes to light, and I hope that we figure out what the hell Maddie told Adam. Thank you so much. 2 a.m. is a dark hour for the super chat. Congrats to myself and Mrs. Birdie. Pineapple Diana said, did I miss Ethan and Xana were arguing in the road? Did I hear that wrong? Congrats, by the way. I freaking knew it when we heard yesterday to watch. Yes, Mrs. Birdie did say make sure everybody was watching the call in. She was excited to do that. I was excited for that. And yes, I believe there was somebody who was saying that it could have been Ethan and Xana arguing the road. I can't remember if that was Boomer and Sammy now or somebody right before or after them, but it got commented on once after that as well. Mandy Joe, usually I will take the call-in link down around 8:45. The call-in shows are usually about 2.5 hours, so I try to get through as many as I can. Phoenix Rising said, if the two still alive were men, they would have immediately been put in handcuffs. I'm more suspicious of Bethany. Her silence is too loud. Yes, absolutely. I've said that before too. They would have been detained in a different manner for sure if they were men. And that's not sexist. I'm just saying I think that that's just it's a human behavior thing. That's my opinion. I think that the girls absolutely should have been, but I do think that it would have looked different. I would love to see a crystal ball and just see like a simulation of it if it would have looked different. Larcerna said, I'm unclear as to the rationale behind staging a reenactment, particularly given the expectation of deviations from the original event. Yeah, and again, we have to, like, I'm assuming, right? So I am assuming that they are starting off the minutes and the seconds. There could be a completely different delta, and I avoid saying that word because it makes people's heads explode at time. But a delta is really just it's a difference between two fixed points in time. So I think there's a minute difference. It's the same thing as saying a minute delta. There could be a different one. I think Payne does the 3-point turn first and walks inside because that's one of the last movements. And I think he's monitoring and directing from inside the house. That's why they do the 3-point turn first. But it's a good point, Larcerna. The White Rabbit 9, put it on the Dropbox, please, caller. Yes, I will be going about that properly. Referring to Albany. Okie dokie. Lisa said, is he safe? Is he protected? Do we need to be worried about his uncle or okay? Any danger? I am, like I said, that's one aspect that I need to brush up on legally. I've already texted the custody queens and Ron, and I've said, I need to talk to you tomorrow right away in the morning about a legal thing for Albany. Lil Hicks, thank you so much for joining Hive Plus. As a reminder, tomorrow for Hive Plus, there will be a Hive Plus War Room. That will be at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Central. If you're a Hive Plus member, we will be doing a live dig. I think we're going to look into Gower's footage as well as the Albertsons. And we're going to dive into V-Berg's clip that she found. Hot Girl Bummer said, caller, please do not use your computer and copy a separate secret hard drive for your safety. Yes, I hope that Albany does take the steps to do this safely. And I will refer back to about an hour ago when I read my disclaimer. KC Ranch, thank you so much for the super chat. And Angel Heart said, we love you, Birdie. Oh, yes, we do. When you're not near us, we feel real blue. We are the Hive you made. It's true. Oh, Birdie, we love you. I love that. And Brian's rambling. Thank you so much. Say congrats, Daddy Birdie. I'm going to be a dad, Hive. I'm going to be a freaking girl dad. That is so awesome. Very blessed, very lucky. And with that, Hive, I hope everybody has an awesome Memorial Day weekend. I am going to be streaming Monday night still. So Mrs. Birdie and I, we will be back home, and I will be streaming Monday evening. And then tomorrow I will be streaming at 10 a.m. Central. Hive, awesome job tonight from everybody in here. It's one of the best call-in streams that we've ever had. And with that, sleep well. I will see you all tomorrow, or I will see you all on Monday night. Cheers, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Mariko, Brian Todd, Hibiscus Girl, Chris Shizzo, Kate, Heart of Gold, Betty Blue, Pineapple Diana, Karen, UK Karen, Labs, 525, Jesus is pressed, Luna Bliss, Diaper Dandy. Bus Diablo said, wait, we hit 1K? I said I would do it if we hit 1K. Wow. All right, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to give away 5 Hive Plus memberships as we speak. Let me get into the chat so I can do this. I said I was going to do it. Bus Diablo called it out, and I was unaware of the 1K likes. Thank you for the reminder. Here we go. Let me get this up. Oh, I've sent all 10 free of charge. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna still do it. I'm gonna still do it. Let me just get this off the screen here so that nobody sees my info. All right, here we go. I am sending 5 Hive. Now I need my damn security code. All right, here we go. And done. Let's see who got it. We got Wickedly Redacted, Key Boom, Common Sense Ain't That Common, Balam's Llama, and V-Berg Amy. Wow, that's awesome. V-Berg Amy got one. Latitude 1904 got one. So Vberg Amy, I hope you're able to make the war room tomorrow at 10 a.m. Wow. That's crazy. Because those are random. So congratulations, everybody that got one. Like I said, there's no financial obligation to that. That is just for a free month of Hive Plus. You guys absolutely deserve that and rocked it. That's awesome. And now, Hive, with that, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. I will see you tomorrow or Monday. Cheers.